Might as well get a look here. There's a solo. Okay, I'm going to real quick here show you before we take off on this trip. $23.34. Okay, full tank. All right. Let's get this show on the road here. Okay, I haven't put my new brakes on yet. Looks like I still got there. Good. Okay. I guess I'm ready to head out here. The ground's real soft right now. I'm getting ready to put a lawn in, so I'm got a rotor till in it by hand. Anyway, I like to do it the hard way sometimes. Well, I gotta get my coffee. Okay, be right back. Okay. 23.34. We're going to Brad's house. Help him with his bolt situation. It's a long story, but he's got a bolt situation. You know, you see sometimes a really good deal, and you know it's really a good deal. And it just, you know, things like the work involved just kind of, you tend to, you know, not really try and look to the bright side when you're talking yourself into a deal, you know. Anyway, Brad went and found a really good deal on bolts. He bought a semi-load of bolts, basically. Like if you went to Lowe's and bought the whole hardware section, basically, yeah. So anyway, he's got a nice big shop. But now it's all full of pallets of bolts. And it's not as easy to turn bolts as what you might imagine, you know. Anyway, he's smart as his whip. He got them cheap, you know, by the pound. And it's how I sell them, by the pound. It's just all figuring it out. Anyway, he's got to figure it out. That's the way Brad is, though. He lives his life like that. It always works out for him. He figures a way out of everything he gets himself into. And it usually works out pretty good. But sometimes, you know, you get in and you're like, gosh dang, why did I do this to myself? I had it made. And I bought another job, you know. Look at the kitty. Is that one of my kittens? No, another somebody else's kitten. Somebody else's problem. Don't follow me home, kitty. I got plenty of kitties. I don't need no more kitties. No more kitties. Please, God, no more kitties. I actually really am praying no more kitties and somehow take care of it, but I don't know. I've got too many kitties and I don't want to kill them. I'm trying to get them caught so I would actually, I can't afford it, but I would pay to get them fixed. I don't know. I can't even catch them. I feed them, but they run from me like I'm a monster. I guess until they get pregnant. That's what my mama did. She ran from me until she got pregnant, basically. And that kitten now, she loves me. She gave 4 kittens I got to deal with. Males and females, and I don't even know which and how many. There's 4 of them. If they were all males, I'd be pretty thankful. That's the truth of it. Anyway, it was right at just a little after 12, taking off. We got to go out to Brad's. It'll be at least 10 miles out there, I guess. about, let's see, about 7 miles maybe. We'll see. It's hard to say. 2340 would be 7 miles. We'll see what it is when we get to Brad's. Tires are still nice and straight. I replaced a spoke the other day. Well, that reminds me, I'm going on this trip today. This morning, or was it this morning, or was it yesterday morning? Yeah, no, it was yesterday morning. I did a little Facebook Live recording, and it's going to make a real nice soundtrack. Go ahead, please. Well, be glad to get down on the nature trail. Oh, I forgot my damn jacket again. It's fall. It's not a chill, but when you're moving, it's kind of, you feel it. You can feel it. It's not summer anymore. The fall, the harvest, the call of the herd. We do it all the time. It's a part of life, I reckon. Kind of a terrible part. Brakes are doing pretty good. I got new pads to put on it. Maybe I'll do that out of Brad's. People are problematic. Traffic is problematic. But it's still no reason to depopulate the earth. Just because you're stuck in traffic doesn't mean it's time to depopulate the earth. Do we really gotta tell you guys everything like this? Am I talking to myself? Am I a proponent of depopulation by kind of a proxy or whatever, because I just observing and, you know, I haven't picked up a gun and tried to do anything to stop it. I don't know who I'd go get that it would do any good if I wasn't, you know what I mean? Bill Gates, I'm never going to get arms listed to him, but if I did, I might be able to do something, you know, if I got up close to him. Kind of the problem is in the hearts of the people who would even consider something, you know, doing such things to others that they would never want done to them. You know what I mean? That's the whole trick, is never doing anything to anybody that you would not have done to you. And those people who wants to depopulate, they're always, or at least almost always, talking about someone else. You know, depopulating somebody else, like they're somehow, you know, they call them, if you're not involved in the genocide, if you're not involved in it, then you're useless. You don't have a use. You know, and you might be pretty useful, but if you're not helping out the depopulation, you don't have a use towards the goal. So you're not valuable anymore. But the depopulation, see, like I say, I'm always thinking about someone else and doing. That's where it always goes wrong. When you do things to other people that you wouldn't want done to you, that's where it's so simple. And we just need to teach the kids some simple things like that. You know, and of course, when you're defending yourself, you have to do unto others as they're doing unto you. You know, and you got to be able to do it. It's good to be in good shape and know how to move and know how to wrestle and how to defend yourself. You know, kids all should know that, and they should be taught to physically stay active, run. You know, run a lot, and do stuff. You know, jump around and whatnot. Keep them where, you know, the thing is this is the truth of it. You know, this is all born of fear. It's born of fear. The ones at the top are afraid of losing what they got, of being on the top after thousands of years. You know, and the truth of it is they've probably done this, you know, over and over again. It's just like we do with cattle. And every time we do, we get a little worse. I was just watching this story on the pigs and how they dropped the price down to like a... Anyway, it dropped it from, you know, in the dollars down to the pennies. And it was a huge drop. Anyway, in price, because, and it's, you know, they, instead of raising the pigs out on farms, they put them inside these warehouses and raise them inside in pens. You know, it's a long story, but that's what, you know, there's no humane, well, there's, the humanity is the idea that we wouldn't do something to someone else, you know, that we wouldn't want done to us. Well, look at how we treat those poor cattle and pigs, chickens. Everything's about it. How we treat our animals, you know, it's all right there. And it's always been that way, you know. We have a spiritual relationship with the animals that we birth, we take care of, we raise, we love, you know, in our way, so that we can kill them and eat them. That's what it's about, you know. That's why we do it. It's and whatever else, you know. It's part of, you got to have your own little ecosystem. If you want to be independent, you got to have, you know, some different animals involved in that process. And anyway, some more than others. You know, we don't even have no respect at all for the stuff we go to, you know, they get a hamburger. We don't even really think twice that was, you know, that was a living creature just like us. And God knows the horrible, you know, life and death it might have experienced just so we could have a hamburger. And not just us, billions of us, you know, or millions of us. Anyway, whatever. It's a shame what we got going on, you know, the spirituality of it and the whole, you know, Christ talks about it, even how our food is spiritual and related to it. Before Christ died, he told the disciples, you know, do this in remembrance of me. When you eat and drink, it's basically, you know, you're eating my flesh, and I'm your animal. You know, I am your hamburger, and drink my blood. And the symbolism, you know, people, right away we gotta go out and get blood and drink blood. The life is in the blood, and therefore we, you know, get all these abominations, you know. So, yeah, we gotta drink blood. So we symbolize that too. Thank goodness, I guess. But even the symbolizing of it, there's something a little cockeyed about it, you know. Anyway, you know, when you think about it, anyway, like my grandpa would say, you know, sometimes it might be better off not to think about it too much, you know. He'd say something like that. things, maybe it's just like that. You know, that's why I smoke cannabis. One of the reasons. I got a lot of reasons why I smoke cannabis, but one of the things, you know, that's the biggest detriment of smoking a lot of cannabis is that it's like getting a lobotomy in some ways. You forget so many things. You have to be a little bit like Dora the Fish, you know. I won't go into that. I always love that character, you know, keep on swimming, keep on swimming, keep on swimming. What are we doing? You know, every day's a new day, you know, and everything they're doing is what they was just doing, but she just forgets, you know. I can relate to that. Anyway, life, some of it just is better off kind of forgotten, you know, if you can get to that point to where you can forget it, you know, and give life another chance, you know. You know, each time you get your heart broken, it's like, I don't know, you know, it's like you kind of withdraw a little bit more. And maybe how long you live is, you know, how long you can take it or whatever, or something, you know. Who knows? Every once in a while I get a bicycle or somebody comes racing up back of me and startle me. We're pretty silent, you know, us. Little electric moped type things. We can creep up on you, sneak up on you. I got a real nice soundtrack recorded for this trip. There, at some point I'll kick in with some of these songs. Probably for a lot of the trip. Got 50 minutes of songs, and all of them came out pretty good. House of the Rising Sun is the one I really want to get down. You know, and every time I get to that big climax, I blow it, man. It really bums me out. I got sometimes, I don't have a mental block, but it's like I'm struggling not to get one a little bit, because it's always right there. You go all that way through all them verses, that long old song, to get to that big, huge climax, and then that's where I lose it. I disappear into the nothing. I pass out a little bit or whatever, and I forget where I'm at, and I can't figure out what chord I'm supposed to jump to, and it's the big climax, and it's like, why does that keep happening to me? Why? Because I smoke so much cannabis. That's why. That's why. I answered my own question, I guess. Well, damn it. I guess I'm just going to have to live with it then. That's funny. We'll have to remember to leave that one in the soundtrack. I'm conserving energy. I was enjoying listening to that soundtrack in the van. I had to go get cat food, chicken stuff. My cart was way more full of animal food than food for me. I got my milk and some donuts and and some bratwurst, and that was about it for me. And then these big old bags of cat food, big old bags of, and all of it's expensive. Of course, they're nice big bags, they'll last a while, and he's right, I need to stop feeding them freaking stray cats. That's just stupid. I don't know what's the matter with me. They meow, 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 and oh boy. I am a big old softy, I can't take it. That's why I gotta stay away from people, because I'm very easy to take advantage of. Or I think so. They probably think that guy's he's a real stick in the mud. Like I say though, you get your heart broken all kinds of times, and then you get to where you don't, hard to talk you into trying again. Like real hard. Of course, we go enough time, and then it's like whatever. I don't know if we get to choose. Actually, it makes you wonder if God doesn't line up that stuff. That love on sight and stuff and whatnot. Anyway, the light tends to dim over the years, I think. And in its dimness, though, there's something else that comes out of that. I guess the darkness, I don't know. It's all beautiful, it really is, the whole life cycle and everything. I've got so many things I regret. I keep thinking about things I can't go back and change. And some of them so bad, just really hard to. And that's why, like I say, cannabis helps out. You forget about it. You see the deer up there? I actually got to assume there's two of them, at least 2 does, looks like. Maybe that's a buck. Spike, maybe, no. Anyway, get a look at them there. Down on the other side too. Nature trail is a wonderful thing, I gotta say. If your city's wondering what to do, and you got a river, what a nice public project that the public really benefits from. The majority, get something from it. That's what good government does, stuff like this. I'm proud of Pueblo and their nature trail. It's made my life, it's been a blessing to my life. It's like it was made for the solo trike. God did all this for me. I'm going to go ahead and take credit. I got to remember and soundtrack here and come back in. I want to tell you guys something. Everything that's going on, it feels like, I don't know, I'm getting to this point where I think it's all coming from me. When you actually make contact with God, not the false gods, the real God, it's serious business, and it can get crazy. God takes stuff seriously. Anyway, they passed this law and made cannabis legal. That was all just for me. I had to have it in order to accomplish my mission. It feels like God give me. And it feels like I give it to myself. It makes you wonder. You always wonder, but that's where the faith comes in. It's like, well, we just got to do what we got to do. You know what you got to do. And sometimes it's bizarre as hell. I think sometimes even I've had times where it looked like maybe God was a little bit like, whoa, didn't see that coming, didn't see him doing that. So, a little bit. It makes me wonder. I went down to that, they had a big deal for Pueblo is the home of heroes. And it's a long story, but we got a lot of Medal of Honor recipients that come from Pueblo. We got the state hospital here too, and they're related. things. And I'm not saying that in a joking way. And you know, the state hospital, in its way, it was a wonderful thing. That's another story, and it was a horrifying thing too. Long stories. Anyway, the Home of Heroes. They had a big deal for them down there. You know, they've got this thing with their statues. They got statues of each one of them down there. Idols or whatever, you know. And they had a big to-do for them. They took the firemen down there. And all the policemen, and they used the fire trucks and the ladder trucks and stretched the ladders way up, and they had this flag that was, I don't know, 50 foot, I don't know, huge flag, hanging between two fire truck ladders. And I didn't know anything. All I know is it came up somehow on my internet. AI showed it to me or whatever, that it was going on. Read it in the newspaper or something. Anyway, I forget what. It's an I did record it, and thank goodness, because wow, what a deal. Anyway, I just jumped up and grabbed my guitar, and I made a sign right away. First thing, I had the stuff to make some. You know, that's one thing when you do a little bit of protesting here and there. You accumulate some of that stuff, and you're kind of ready to go. You got some placards, blank placards, big marks a lot, that you can color, and whatever. You can make a pretty quick placard, So I threw these placards together, and I got it there at the house still, and it goes into how you don't need a gun to be a hero. And soul dyers are sold to die, and we shouldn't sell our children to die. It's a sin. Anyway, I'm ad-libbing anyway. A pretty potent little sign, and I jumped in the van with the guitar, and I intended on taking the guitar with me. The guitar and me have a relationship. It's like God provided that guitar to me. It's a very special guitar, and I know, I could always get another one, and it'd be probably just fine. But there's this spiritual thing, this connection after years and years. It's like anything on earth, it's something you become attached to. It's like I don't know, it's your thing. Anyway, that's the way that is for me. And the guitar, we went down there, and everybody was down there, hundreds of people, reporters, photographers, firemen, probably all the firemen, and all the policemen. And it's funny that nobody talks about this, I gotta have a drink of coffee while I tell you this here. So I go down there, and I've got my guitar saying me and the guitar, and my placard. I didn't change or nothing, my clothes or nothing, didn't brush my teeth, whatever, just went. And it felt like it was one of them things that I had to do. But when you're like me, there's protesting, but usually there's a lot of people that are there, you're not alone. And I'm alone a lot in my protesting, and that's a whole different thing. And you're going into hundreds of people, and you're the only one against all of them, basically. And you're there to protest, So you're there to get attention. I'm there to get attention, anyway. So here's hundreds of people down there all celebrating the home of heroes and all the heroes, you know, which there were several of the actual heroes that were here to receive this big welcome or whatever, with all the statues. And here I come, man. I get out of the van. I parked there where everybody else was parking in the parking lot, and there was a lot of people getting out of their cars and walking, crossing the street that was waiting at the light. A bunch of people. And I got out and I was talking to my guitar because I was so stressed. You know, it's not easy. It's not an easy thing. Shaking, quivering kind of stuff, you know. Anyway, so I get out and I got my placard. I put it under my arm and I grabbed the guitar. I slung it over my shoulder. And there I went. And all those people were waiting at the light and they're walking, and they all was looking at me trying to read the placard. They could tell I had a placard. And it was like, so I was getting right off the bat, getting a lot of attention, you know. I know that was like, okay. But anyway, here I am walking, and the guitar's just hanging there on the strap on me. I didn't touch it or nothing. Everything's fine. And it's one of them times where all of a sudden the strap just decided to unhook itself. And it's happened to me a couple times at the most bizarre times. Anyway, this was one of those bizarre times. I felt the guitar telling me, fuck you, no, I can't go in there. They're going to bust me to little pieces. So I'm talking to the guitar. People are looking. Well, I pick up the guitar off the ground. And I took it back to the van. I was like, okay, you coward. I guess I need to give an apology to all those heroes, you know. I was there today and I did sure piss on their parade. They pissed on mine too, but when you fight with a pig, you're losing. You know what I mean? Even if you're winning, you're getting muddy, and that was the whole point. And that's, you know, I fight like a pig. I fight battles where losing's winning. Anyway, I got a strange way of describing things. I shock myself sometimes when I say stuff. Anyway, so I took the guitar back and put it in the van, went back to the traffic light, and there was women and kids, and, you know, they're people in the system, you know. They're the police, the firemen, the hospital people, the emergency people, the first responders, the SWAT people, everybody, and the heroes, you know, all the soldiers, all the veterans, you know, the veterans. Yeah. So anyway, I get to the cross, you know, across the street, waiting at the light there with everybody, and they're, you know, inquisitive looks and whatnot, you know, looking and trying to read the placard, and I just kept to myself, you know. I was nice, you know, hey, how are you, or whatever, you know, and this basically whatever minimal. Just kept the placard under my arm. Walked into the ceremony there, which had a lot of chairs and set up, and a lot of people were already sitting down. There was a lot of people milling around. It hadn't started yet. Like I said, they had fire trucks and police cars all, and lights going and everything. It was a 50-foot flag or whatever it was. I don't know, huge flag. Might be bigger than 50. I don't know, hanging from fire truck ladders, you can imagine. Anyway, so I thought, well, I'll just get right to this, you know. I walked right through the policemen and everything and all the people. And I thought, well, I'm going to kind of sit in the back, you know. And I seen Drew Dix and all the Medal of Honor. They were sitting up on the stage kind of thing up there. And, you know, the band with all the, you know, I know a lot of folks, you know, they know me and stuff. It's my hometown. You know, it's easy to raise hell in other people's towns, you know, where nobody knows you. I know. I've done both, you know, and it's way harder to do it in your own hometown where people know you, you know. So it's hard to keep your credibility and everything. And over the years, everybody knows how fucked up you are, you know. So it's and, you know, like Christ said, you know, a prophet's never accepted in their own home, and it's just it's way harder in your own home, man. It's whatever you're doing, it's way easier to go raise hell and frickin' be a pain in the ass in other people's cities, you know, especially if somebody's paying the bills for you, you know, lining everything up. That's a long story. Anyway, I was a corporate terrorist, I know. So anyway, I was an effective corporate terrorist. It was a very good. Anyway, the CIA does the same kind of stuff. It's where you try and cause the most maximum change that you're looking for with the minimal amount of effort and people involved. Usually for my stuff, it's just me. That's it. Nobody else, you know, a lot of times. I like to be there because I don't want to need other people, you know, to do what I think I got to do. That can be part of it for me. If I have to overcome that, I have to overcome it, and I do. I walked right in there, and I did. I faced all them police and people in uniforms. I'll tell you, my military and the state hospital, people in uniforms are dangerous, very dangerous. Uniforms, the whole thing is, you know, the word there, uniform. Anyway, you know, it just marks the teams. And if you ain't in the uniform, you're not on the team. That's the deal. Uniforms are actually a very, very bad thing in the world. But I don't want to get into that. But broadly, uniforms are, in one way, they're really terrible. For an individual like me, it's anti-me. It's uniformity. I'm such an individual. And it's a torturesome place to be, because part of being there means you've got to press for everybody to find unity. And you're one of the biggest pain in the asses of ever being in kind of unity, because, I mean, I am. I'm talking to myself, you, me. I'm not this problem. And I'm so contrary to whatever the herd is doing. I've become so... You know, the herd, once the herd's turned on you a couple times, you know, they do that. They eat on their own. And first ones they start with is those individuals, you know, the pain in the ass. Ones that's kind of a pain in the ass, I guess. Anyway, I've been that person. It started when I was little. Anyway, it's kind of like, man, it's almost a theme. Anyway, so it keeps me on the skirts of I'm ready to run, you know, from the herd, get away from them, because if they get around me, I can't get away, and they'll get me. You don't want to be got, I can guarantee you that. So what was I talking about? Yeah, that dang thing down there, the Yoma Heroes celebration. I go in there and I sit at the back row there, kind of on the corner. And I'm looking around, I figured, well, it's as good a time as any, you know, before it gets too going. I figured, let's just get this over with. So I whipped up the sign there and held it up straight up above my head like old Norma Ray, you know, her union sign. Anyway, this was the, you know, you don't have to have a gun to be a hero. And it, you know, stuff like that, you can't really argue with it. Let's see, now I got to make a decision here now. Where exactly am I? Is that Santa Fe over there? I'll be way better going by road. Way more scenic. Okay. Anyway, here I am sitting, in the back row. Everybody looking at me. I've got the sign held up, and they're trying to read it, True Dicks. And everybody with them, all the heroes on the stage there, are elbowing each other. Hey, you see that? And they're all squinting their eyes, and they can read it. And I can see them mouthing the words. That's how I know that they could read it. True Dicks was... You don't have to use a gun to be a hero. And Soul Dyers, we shouldn't sell our children. And it affected his speech. I'll tell you the truth, it was really hilarious, the whole outcome of this thing. Nobody saw, I didn't see this coming. I woke up that morning not knowing any of that was going to happen. I became aware of this thing happening. I knew what I had to do, and I knew there's nobody else to do it, only me to do it. And I did it. Anyway, so the silence is kind of over. The tension's rising in the air, So some folks come up to talk to me, and no problem, most of them was caught off guard, and they thought I was there as a anti-gun person. And I told them, oh no, I think we should all, I'm totally I'm totally, as much Second Amendment as anybody else. I want freedom, I want liberty, Anyway, it was like, a lot of times you got to use a gun, this and that, and this and that, And I told them, I'm not anti-gun. I'm just saying that you don't have to use a gun to be a hero. There's a lot of ways to be a hero. And their kids was right there looking me while I was arguing with their parents. Not arguing, but it's naturally, it gets to be sorry about that. And in that circumstance, it's confrontational, Anyway, and so their children are like, they're going to remember that the rest of their lives. I know that things like that when I was a kid, they were burned in my brain, That was crazy. Stuff like that. So, these people and their kids are all, they're building up on me, kind of encircling me a little bit, but not bad, I'm no problem. Everything's cool. I've got the recorder going. All this is recorded, and anyway, in my pocket. So here comes a policeman. And he's an old fella, big fella. And he says, come on, you got to go with me. And I told him, why is that? Anyway, I went with him a little ways, nice and compliant and everything. And he said, you got to get out of here. This is private property. I said, no, this is not private property. My taxes paid for all this. This is public property. And boy, now talk about confrontational, and here we go. And he just made it clear, he didn't touch me or nothing. He was like, you have to go, and that's all there's to it. That's whatever you think about your rights, it doesn't really matter. And so I went, but I'm the kind of guy who just, I don't go quietly into the night. I did not go quietly. I yelled at them all. I called them traitors. I don't think I called them cowards, but I called them traitors to allow me to be, it's vicious. I yelled it right at everybody, all the Home of Heroes and all the heroes and all the police and all the firemen. I told them, you were traitors to allow me to be taken off my freedoms as an American citizen, to be trampled on like this, and you all to stand here and allow it to happen. Yeah, it's quite a deal, and it's real vicious. It's something that most people I've let to listen to the recording, they don't get very far into it, and they're like, I can't deal with it. It's wow, And so I didn't go quietly. I went to, how far do I have to go? Where do I get a stop? And I'm loud. I'm so loud that I have a booming voice. I have some lungs on me, and when I really get with it, you can hear me for I'm guessing a 6-block radius, pretty clearly. I have a megaphone frickin' onboard. You know, I'm built with an onboard megaphone. I can get very nosy, very loud, very quickly, on the drop of a hat. And people don't know how to deal with the big foghorn leghorn. I mean, really loud person. It's really hard to deal with. Anyway, boy, I'm pushing their buttons, and then I sang. It's real good. I did real good. I sang a bunch of songs from. I sang the national anthem. I sang God Bless America. I sang the national anthem while they sang it. I didn't know that they were singing at the same time, and they could hear me. The guy who was on the microphone on the deal, they heard me as loud as they heard him. So that's how much I peed on their parade, and a lot of you is probably going to be watching this, and you're going to say, that guy is one of the biggest jerk fucking assholes you could ever imagine, just to do something like that to the home of heroes. I don't know which way to go. I don't remember going this way, but I'm going to go this way. So anyway, how do you live with yourself after something like that? You know, it's like I need to smoke a lot of cannabis, forget some stuff like that in my life. There's been a lot of weird things like that. That was just one of many, many freaking. What the fuck, are you crazy, or what the fuck? You know, if you could ever imagine finding yourself in that situation, facing down all the veterans, telling them we shouldn't be sending our ships no more wars, it's wrong. God doesn't want us to do it. Quit saying God is on our side, especially when we're doing all the most fucked up shit. Wars is one of them. It's the exact opposite of the golden rule. You do all the things you would never want done to you, ever. That's war. That's where you dwell, and that's where the enemy dwells, in war. That's why war is bad. That's why we shouldn't do war. It's very simple, you know. I mean, we should be prepared to defend ourselves, but we shouldn't be this. The primary purpose of life is to freaking destroy life, to kill all the life, to fight and to dominate, to freaking fight, kill until we get killed. Live by the sword, die by the sword. Anyway, I've done a couple of those anti-war things that was real shocking to people. John Kerry, when he was here in Pueblo, you know, the other one, that senator, I got those guys as shit. Here and there. Every once in a while I can get within arm's distance of them. Boy, you know, I'm a no-nonsense dude, you know, I really don't pull a lot of punches when I'm in the role. Or whatever, you know, when I'm in the role, by mean to roll it on, but it is a role you play, you know, it's intimidation's a factor. It's literally, in those situations, it's me, one person against hundreds. I've been there a lot of times. It's a bad place to be. It's a scary place to be. You don't want to be there. You would think I don't want to be there. You would think I want to be there, because it happens to me over and over again. I don't want to be there. Just make that clear. Howdy. The river's up. The river's a lot wider. Howdy. Pretty good. guess I'll try and pull that recording up, and I'll go ahead and throw it on here, just at least a little bit of it. Most people, like I say, can't handle but about 30 seconds of it. And that's like they're like, turn it off. Somebody. My superpower is I don't know. I'm not sure how to describe it. To be shocking. You know, that's part of it, I guess. I can do that. I'm pretty good at that part. I have to shock the shit out of people. And then, you know, when you're in shock, when people are in shock, they don't really know what to do for a little bit anyway. It takes them a little while to figure out what they want to do, you know. So that's the way to keep people, and when you're in that situation, is it works to your advantage, you know, that they're kind of wondering what to do. Lacrosse, at lacrosse, where I first saw the light, and the burdens of my heart rolled away. It was there by faith I received my sight, and now I am happy all the day. At lacrosse, where I first saw the light, and the burdens in my heart rolled away. It was there by faith I received my sight, and now I am happy all the day. At lacrosse, where I first saw the light, and the burdens of my heart rolled away. It was there by faith I received my sight, and now I am happy all the day. At lacrosse, where I first saw the light, and the burdens of my heart rolled away. It was there by faith I received my sight, and now I am happy all the day. At lacrosse, where I first saw the light, and the burdens in my heart rolled away. It was there by faith I received my sight, and now I am happy all the day. At lacrosse, where I first saw the light, and the burdens on my heart rolled away. It was there by faith I received my sight, and now I am happy all the day. At lacrosse, where I first saw the light, the burdens on my heart rolled away. It was there by faith I received my sight, and now I am happy all the day. Well, that part of the road there, I'd like to sing during it, because it's freaking, that narrow bridge there and those bumpy and big trucks and stuff, that's a scary spot in the road for the tricycle, solo trike. Those kids messing around, I didn't know how to deal with that either. Best off to, I don't know, they made some signs there and I didn't make any signs back. I just smiled, you know, or whatever I'd done. Whatever I always do, I guess. I don't know, we'll see. They might be road warriors. They might be creeping up on me and take me out. So, who knows? I got a sword. I can poke them pretty good if they ain't got guns. Then they can poke me. Live by the poke, die by the poke. Better have a good poker. That's what I says. I'll tell you all about it. That's what I says. I'm trying to tell you. I always trying to tell you. I tells you, you don't listen too good. You don't listen too good. I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you. I tell you everything. I tell you everything. You're looking like a man. I tell you everything. Everything. I tell you everything. You look like a man. Look like a man. Everything. Everything. Look like a man. I just thought that was the funniest skit when I watched that on. That was back in the 90s, I think. Saturday Night Live. Anyway, funnier than hell. Made me laugh. Half and laugh. Remember stuff like that. Good times like that. Made you know. Oh, that was funny. Some of us is easily entertained. I'm pretty easily to entertain. You know, the box, I can have a lot of fun in the box, I guess, if I had to. That's the other thing. I've been behind bars a little bit, you know. In the service, I spent some time in the brig. Boy, that's something you never forget. Whatever side you're on of it. You know, you're all brothers, you're all buds, you know. Until you're on different sides of the bars. That's you know, dividing people. Uniforms. I'm terrified of uniforms. I don't know if anybody can appreciate how scary it was for me to go down there in the middle of the uniforms and confront all my worst fears. You know. Anyway, I did it. I'll throw that recording on there. I've got a soundtrack. This will be a nice, hopefully I can do a nice video one of these times. In the wintertime I'll get caught up a little bit. Maybe I'll have a little free time to do a nice video. I just throw stuff together. I don't really try very hard. I figure, what's the point? It's all embarrassing anyway. You look at it years later and you're either really embarrassed or really proud. I gotta say, I look back and I'm really embarrassed. I've messed up so many times so badly. Really, you know. I look at that thing now, doing that, and I know it's something I had to do, but I guess I'm going to take this opportunity to apologize
this isn't public property.
To the heroes, you know.
With everybody here, and I don't have a right to be here with everybody.
But the way I looked at it, you know, is those kids, they saw me, and they did see that I didn't have to be a gun to be a hero. And I showed them what a hero was. You know, minus the guns. In front of everybody who's got the guns.
You do? Then why are you hassling?
And you can be a hero.
All right, well, you're just doing this
not,
right?
You know, they got it. The kids got it. They got to see it. They got to see
I'll just stand back here if
it's
okay.
You know, somebody stand up to
everybody, you all see me?
Guns.
Good. I want you to know I'm not here to piss on your parade. It's the truth, though. And we need to face the truth.
Special.
We need to stop glorifying the war.
That's the thing about soul dyers.
It's time to stop selling our children to go kill and be killed.
Valor,
it's time to
courage.
Stop.
It has nothing to do with that stuff.
And that's my right as an
veterans,
American
I just
to
want
say
say,
that.
You know, I'm a veteran too, and as such as it is, it's
I shouldn't be forced out of here.
you know.
I'm an American. You bunch of traitors.
Anyway, the thing about veterans, that doesn't have anything to do with valor and honor and courage. It doesn't matter. Just do it.
Leroy.
No
Look
matter
what's
how
happening.
fucking insane it is, or stupid, or what. Just
Yeah, you guys
do
too.
what you're fucking told. That's the fucking
How
deal.
far you want me back there?
Honor, courage, valor,
All the way across the street?
whatever. Do what you're
Where at
fucking
now?
told.
You tell me when I stop walking here.
And see,
All right.
You know, I was a great sailor. I was in the Navy. I was a great
How about
sailor. I'm very
Here,
intelligent.
there's a damn fire hydrant.
You know, no problem.
Oh, can't do it there either.
That was
Down
strong
here?
back then. Anyway,
Where? Here? Here? Oh, where now? Over there? Whose property's that?
I saved the day
Ha!
a couple times, you know.
God
But
bless
now,
you too.
The soldiers, the
Oh,
uniform
yeah.
stuff.
Hope you all get what you
Just
deserve.
wasn't my bag, you know. I gotta do it my way. I don't listen to everybody else just because they're doing it. Everybody else.
This is what this is about.
To me, I'll tell you a story
It's
about
something
the
to
Navy.
think about.
Something unique to me. In the Navy, they got a thing
We
called
need to
log
stop
day.
glorifying
You
the
go
killing.
over, to the southern
We need to help
hemisphere
our
of the
poor.
planet, you know.
They give the Russians more money than if they put that 200 and 300 million dollars,
Over the equator.
100 million, hundreds of million dollars into our people. They take it from our people and they give it to them.
You know,
And then they make us go fight.
soft back jelly spine log. And if you're been over them already, you're a shellback. Hard shellback. Yada yada. Anyway,
Sure.
the ritual goes, its initiation is when you go to the equator as a slimy log, all the shellbacks got to whoop the shit out of you, toughen you up, turn
Hey,
you
is this
into a
good over
shellback
here?
from a slimy, softy log.
I
So
guess this
anyway,
is far enough, huh?
Me and my
Okay.
friend Greg Skoda, he's a New Yorker. I don't know why I got some friends from New York. They're the rudest people ever, but I guess I'm just as rude. I seem to get along with them pretty good somehow. Maybe it's because we're honest or something. Anyway, old Greg Skoda, man, he was awesome. Anyway, everybody knows that log day is coming up, you know. And the intelligence goes around the ship on the underground, you know. Word is we're going to be going over the equator in about 3 days, you know, blah, 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 and all this. Everybody's looking forward to it, especially the shellbacks. The logs, they're looking forward, but no, not they're looking forward to it, especially hearing all the stories about the beatings and the fighting, you know. It's like, are you going to fight back? Or are you gonna freaking let us whoop the shit out of you? Me and Greg took it that way, so we dressed up like pirates, ripped our clothes up, painted our faces up. I had a patch on my face because I'd gotten some grass shavings, and we worked with metal. We were the metalsmiths. We worked in the metalsmith shop, and on the ship, you know, on the carrier, USS Kitty Hawk, CV-63. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Whatever. I got some funny stories about that too. Anyway, waves, you know. Anyway, man, I got a lot of stories. I get crossways on the stories there. What the hell? Which story was this? And now I'm losing track. I was in the Navy. Oh well, I guess I'll just have to catch it up later. I can't remember. And here's where I got across. The other day I went to Randy's. I didn't turn in the right spot. So, which story is this in the Navy here? Oh my God, that flashes me in all kinds of memories, and I can't remember which one I was talking about there. Too much cannabis. That's messed up. I'll have to watch this and remember where I was at. Maybe throw it in the text, a quick ending to that. That's what happens when you see that stuff. I don't mind forgetting some of this stuff, because a lot of it, the stuff I remember is some of the good stuff. I mean, some of it's so nightmarishly horrifying. But I don't want to think about it anymore, ever. The brig, was it about brig time? Oh my God, yeah, no, I don't want to talk about any of that stuff. Okay, never mind. Let's just suffice to say, time for the soundtrack to take over. I might take a hit on my cannabis, canarette. You know, that's what some folks call them joints and blunts and everything. I call them canarette. Like a cigarette, but it's a canarette. Now you get me? That's a good one, you know what I mean? I come up with a lot of good ones that never take off. That's like that CDC. I try and tell everybody, you know, they're always coming up with the, you know, the different definitions for the, you know, the CDC, the disease control, Center for Disease Control. Anyway, I call it the corporate death cult. It's great, you know, but nobody, like, I don't know, you know, AI makes sure that my nice little slogans never get out there. It makes sure that I can't get out there, because I'm good at that slogans. That's one of my, you know, I'm pretty profound. I can put a lot in a short, you know, you got to be able to say a lot in a little bit of placards, you know. If you're on trial in the Navy, you get about 2 sentences, and they're going to be 2 good sentences, because that's all you're going to get to say. The rest of it's going to happen, and you're going to get about 2 sentences to say your piece, and you better be ready and have the right words lined up. I'll tell you that. I know about it. They called me a sea lawyer. Yep, that's what I was in the union too. I was a grievance man and I was a sea lawyer, the 10th man. Anyway, a lot of times you got to stand up against everybody else, and I've done that in the Navy too. Oh yeah, the Wog Day thing. The Wog Day. Yeah. Okay, so Wog Day, I can't even describe a lot of it to you. It's just gross. They make you swim in literal stuff that they've been putting together, you know, from the mess deck for you know, weeks. You know, they get ready for this thing. They want to be all ready with the worst stuff in the world to put you through. They make you swim through literal fucking gross fucking stuff. Get under it, you know, you got to dive under it and stuff. And everybody pukes when they do it, so all the puke's in there too, and stuff like that. Anyway, it's one of the fun parts. I'm talking about, this is a fun part, you know, because it's so gross and everybody's in on it, you know, Wog Day. And so me and Skoda, we were ready for months in advance. We were prepping with, we made Applejack. We got apple juice, and we dumped a bunch of yeast in it, in a cooler, you know, and left it there in the shop, you know, we'd stir it and check it and everything. He was like, yeah, this is how they do it, you know, this is how we do it. We'll get drunk, you know, for Wog Day. That's so. So anyway, we knew that when the morning of Wog Day came, they come in, you know, real early, about 2, 3 or 4 in the morning, you know, and wake everybody up with banging trash cans, and like boot camp a little bit all over again, you know, whooping up on you. Anyway, so me and Skoda drank 3 gallons of Applejack, and we had our clothes all tore up, painted our faces up. I had a patch on my eye, and we were waiting for them there in the shop. It's like, bring it on, motherfuckers. They brought it on. They whooped our ass. You know, they get their arms, you know, they got shillelaghs and stuff, and you don't want to kill anybody, you know. It's still got to be kind of been fun, you know, but we gave them a fight, you know. We whooped up on them. We punched them a couple times and this and that, gave them a pretty good little rough end there, kicked them, you know, kicking and fighting, kicking and punching and wrestling around. It took 6 of them, and they got us. And that was only the 6 that made it into the shop. We held them at the door for a while. But once they were in the shop there, they were spilling in there. About 6 of them got in there, and they got us. And as I remember, it was just me and Skoda. I don't think we had any friends in there. There might have been 1 or 2 other guys that stood with us. Well, I remember me and Skoda were the dudes, you know. Anyway, Boy, they tortures us, you know, all this shit, and dumping this stinky stuff on our heads, you know, syrup and feathers, all this fucking goddamn. And one part of it that I'm going to get to here, we got up on the flight deck there, and they got all this non-skid, and you're on your hands and knees for this whole thing while they're whooping on you with these shillelaghs, which are, you know, fucking as mean as they can make them, so they hurt. Anyway, welch you up a little bit. Anyway, on your hands and knees on this non-skid that the, you know, it's the flight deck, and it's where you're gripped, you know, it's real rough, hard on the knees, bad. Anyway, part of this deal is everybody's lined up, and the master chief is dressed up like Neptune, and they've got him out there with his Neptune frickin' outfit on, with his, you know, no shirt on, and he's got his belly out there, and I guess they shaved his belly or whatever. Anyway, it's all buttered up. He keeps smearing butter all over his big old belly, and he's got a big belly button there, and they take cherries and they poke cherries in his belly button, and everybody had to walk up on their hands and knees with being beat on with shillelaghs, and they had to let him grab them by the ears on their hands and knees and push their face into his belly, all buttered up, and rub their faces in his fat belly, and they had to get that cherry out of his belly button with their mouth, and he wouldn't let them go till they did. And I don't know about you. See, I seen this, you know, this for me, I was in the line on my hands and knees there, and I'm seeing all my friends, you know, going through this, and yeah, I think even Greg went through it. Yeah, I'm the only one. That's what I say. I drew the line. They got to my turn, and I stood up. And I told him, I will not fucking do that. I'm not doing that. That is something I will not do. And they weren't ready for that, you know. So they whooped on me and whatnot, barked a bunch of orders, and I let them know that this ain't fucking happening. Ain't fucking happening. Anyway, they made a deal. The master chief there and him trying to say, I'll be soft on you and this and that, is like, you ain't fucking touching me, motherfucker. So they made a deal with me. They said, if you go on your hands and knees all the way down the flight deck from the bow to the stern and back, we'll let you off the hook. Told him gladly. I did it. And it tore the fuck out of my knees. That's a long ways, you know. It's a, you know, the flight deck is, you know, all them, it's all the way, you know, the full length of the ship. And that non-skid, no problem. They whooped on me the whole time too. Tore up my knees. At one point, one of them, freaking Love. Love. Yeah, he's a seaman Love. Anyway, he lied. And he said he was a shellback. He said he never produced any paperwork or nothing, but he lied, and you know how the cliquish it gets, you know. And he was, being his name, he was Love, you know. That was his name. His actual name was Love. Anyway, they let him off the hook, and they accepted that, and they let him be a shellback when he was a wog, and he was whooping on us bad. And I was so pissed off about that. So here I am, me and Domi, you know, we're out there all covered with all this fucking rotten meat that they've been saving up, and they dumped on us, all moldy and fucked up, stinky, God. Anyway, I balled up a big bag of that, big wad of that with eggs and everything in it. And on our hands and knees there, I balled it all up into about, you know, about the size of a softball, you know. And I waited till I looked around, and I waited till all the shellbacks wasn't looking, and I stood up and I threw that thing like a football right at Love. And he had his head turned, and he turned and seen it coming, but it was way too late. And it hit him straight in the chest, and it shot up his nose. That's rotten, stinky meat. And me and Domi laughed. I got, I jumped back down on my hands and knees, and I don't know if anybody's seen us, but they seen me and Domi. We couldn't stop laughing, and Love was all jacked up. He was like, he couldn't believe it. It was so funny. Anyway, they ended up, they knew I'd done it. Somebody saw me. Anyway, whatever. Here they came, and they whooped on me that day. I don't know, must have been 6 or 7 of them with their shillelaghs, rolling me around like a dog, At one point, I was eye-to-eye contact with Domi, my buddy, Dominador. He's a Hawaiian sumo guy. And he was watching me as I couldn't even make focus because I was getting whooped on so much that I was vibrating, blah, 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 blah. Because they were whooping on me as hard as they could, whooping their shillelaghs like a Bruce Lee with his nunchucks, and they were hitting me in the nuts. They hit me in the crotch, made my nuts bleed. My nuts were bleeding. In that picture that you see there, where me and Skoda standing there, and Greg ended up having a picture of that all these years later. His wife sent it to me, so wonderful. Anyway, I didn't know there was a picture that day, but when you see me grinning there with my patch on, guess what? My balls were bleeding. Anyway, Domi busted out laughing. He was looking me in the face while I was vibrating there, and he could not stop laughing. And here I was getting the shit whooped out of me bad, like I say. But it was, what are you going to do, You got to laugh if you can't do anything else. You're just crying, don't you? Anyway, whatever. Anyway, what a deal, what a memory. That's one of the good memories. Some of it's freaking nightmares. Tell you what. I'm talking to myself here, and here I'll show you Brad's shop here. You guys are on camera here. Hey, look at all them bolts. That guy's got bolts galore. Okay. Yeah. I just wanted to show him all the bolts.
Are you ready yet?
Yep, just here a second here. Okay, we're gonna have a race. Me and Lincoln. Okay, where are we going?
We're going this way.
All right. I'm following you. He's Mad Max. He's just learned how to ride a bicycle without training wheels. That's Lincoln, and he's racing like Mad Max. He's got a Mad Max helmet on. Oh man, I'm gonna pass him. I'm gonna pass you. Nope, nope. Uh-oh. Be careful. Okay, I'm going around this side. Okay. Am I gonna get ahead? Okay. He's going like crazy. He's Mad Max. Shall I go to try and pass him? Do I gotta go all the way out there like that? Oh my goodness, are you okay? Okay, we gotta go around there. Okay, am I gonna pass you?
No.
No?
Because you're gonna follow me.
Okay, yeah, you gotta show me the racetrack before we race.
And then we're gonna have one more race because...
Okay, that sounds like it's fair. You gotta show me the racetrack and then we'll race. Okay? Okay. Uh-oh. Got a narrow spot here. Can you go through there? I don't know if I can go through there. Uh-oh. Hey. barely fit through there. Okay, I'm coming out. I'm racing like crazy. Okay, going around the second corner here. Watch out. Be careful. Here we go. Uh-oh, there's a box. We missed the boards. I missed the boards. Okay, we're going halfway. We're halfway. I'm going for the passenger. Uh-oh. 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 Oh, no. Oh, boy, I almost wrecked. Oh, no. Who's going through here first?
I am.
No, I'm going through first. No, he's getting ahead of me. No, that's not fair. Oh, I got to move this board and everything. There we go. Man, that wasn't fair. Ah. I'm in the lead now. Oh no, I can't miss that. Uh-oh, I'm winning. I'm gonna do a victory lap. Victory lap. I'm winning. I'm winning. I'm winning. Oh, he's passing me. No, he can't pass me. No. I'm coming up. Hey. Lincoln. Okay, you win. I guess that was pretty fair and square. Okay. That was a good race.
The one in here too?
Yep. Makes for a good video. You get to see what's going on outside and inside. I hit a curb the other day and I got to see my reaction. It sucked.
I bet it did.
Yeah, I got that spoke replaced though. That one I was doing the other day, it's all straightened out now. It's all good. Yep, it wasn't that bad to put a spoke in. I'm getting better at it. Yeah. Okay, we'll see you guys later.
Right, see you later.
Okey-dokey. I don't need to do that. Turn the lights on the other way. The day went fast. We was putting them bolts away. Now I got to get on home and take care of my chickie hoo-hoos. Get ready for Sundays tomorrow. Got to take my grandma to church. Talk too much. You guys got me talking. I started talking to the camera and then I carried that on into spending the day with the Bradness family. Yeah. Oh well. I wish I didn't talk so much. When I was a child, going to school, teachers over and over, all my report cards for years. I always come home with a report card that said Charlie talks too much. Doesn't listen enough. I was already a child. I was telling him how things was, you know. It's in my personality type. It's a blood type B positive. Oh, I'm B negative. No, I'm B positive. I'm B positive. That's right. I be positive. There'd be a lot of B negatives out there, but I'm B positive. Like that has anything to do with anything. Strange when cars pull over and they see you coming and then they just sit there. Like, what are they doing? Butterfly. Or grasshopper, maybe with wings. I don't know. A little hard to tell on that. Right now, I am just pedaling for show. I'm literally not contributing to the motivation of the tricycle. I'm just doing it just for the limber up my legs and look like I'm doing something, look good or whatever. Something to do, you know, nervous energy. But it's literally, I'm not putting anything into the motivation of the tricycle. It sure looks good. It's like, man, that old guy, you don't want to mess with that old guy. He pedals that tricycle around. Probably kicks like a mule. I do kick like a mule, maybe. I kick pretty hard. Harvest. Getting ready to harvest the corn. And everything else. I'm anxious to harvest.
Hasn't been that long that I've known you, and I think it's already too late. If I told you I love you, what would you do? Would your reaction be that great? I think you'd love me if you could, so I must love you too much for my own good. instinct to make me tense. You know, a fear of love is so sad. Love will hurt me again like I knew it would. So I must love you too much for my own good. Well, I don't think I'll go around running away, no, I'm much too lonely for that. So I think that I'll ask you if I can stay and tell you just where I'm at. And if things go on like they should, then I'll go on loving you much too much for my own Let's do something about the war. Listen, children, to a story that was written long ago about a kingdom on a mountain and the valley folk below. Now on the mountain was a treasure buried deep beneath the stone, and the valley people swore they'd have it for their very own. So go ahead and hate your neighbor, go ahead and cheat your friend, do it in the name of heaven, justified in the end. There won't be any trumpets blowing come the judgment day, on the bloody morning after, once its soldier rides away. So the people of the valley sent a message up the hill, asking for that buried treasure, tons of gold for which they'd kill. Now came an answer from the kingdom, with our brothers and sisters we will share all the riches of our mountain and all the secrets buried there. So go ahead and hate your neighbor, go ahead and cheat your friend, do it in the name of heaven, justified in the end. There won't be any trumpets blowing come the judgment day, on the bloody morning after, once its soldier rides away. Now the valley cried with anger, mount your horses and draw your swords. And they killed all the mountain people, so they won their just rewards. Now they stood beside the treasure, beneath the mountain dark and red, turned the stone and looked beneath it. Peace on earth was all that it said. So don't hate your neighbor, don't cheat your friend, don't do it in the name of heaven, don't justify it in the end. There won't be any trumpets blowing come the judgment day, on the bloody morning after, once its soldier rides away. So don't hate your neighbor, don't cheat your friend, don't do it in the name of heaven, don't justify it in the end, 'cause there won't be any trumpets blowing come the judgment day, on the bloody morning after, once its soldier rides away, once its soldier rides song I wanted to do this morning was, oh, yes, that's right. Okay, well, I'll get to that. Good morning. Everybody, you know, I think everybody in their life at some point feels like they're adrift, lost at sea kind of feeling. That's what this song is about. It's called Lifeline. Throw me a lifeline before I go under. Well, I met a girl just the other day. She came into my life and I asked her to stay. Please stay. Then I found out I was but a child, and upon me my world was piled so high, so high. Throw me a lifeline before I go under. Throw me a lifeline before I go under. And I don't wanna be alone, so please let me come home. Oh, please throw me a lifeline before I go under. Throw me a lifeline before I go under. If you ever love me, don't let me down. I need you right now more than anyone else around. I need you. Throw me a lifeline before I go under. Throw me a lifeline before I go under. SOS Mayday, I'm sinking fast. Please throw me a line so I can get past these rough waters. Oh, please throw me a lifeline before I go under. Throw me a lifeline before I go under. If you help me, I'll repay you. Maybe someday you'll need happy 4th of July, not for me. And all the baseballs and apple pies can't stop the tears from my eyes. 'Cause in more and more ways, all of the holy days remind me of better days when we were happy. And I didn't know what I know today. Oh, how I long for a happy holy day. But there ain't no happy holy day, not for me. Maybe it's Merry Christmas for you. Maybe New Year Day make you happy too. But no matter what I do, holy days are lies too. Everybody knows it, and now I know it too. And what will I do when all the holy days are all so sad and blue? And my heart aches, and the loneliness is just too much to take. Will I remain when there's no more holy days? 'Cause in more and more ways they all remind me of better days when we were happy in our ignorant ways. And we didn't know what we know today. Oh, how we long for a happy holy day. But there ain't no happy holy day, not for me. I guess it's just a good excuse to get together, have a meal and a laugh or two. But we don't need no holy day, me and you. Every day is your day if you want me to. A special holy day just for you. Holy days are love and I love you. Maybe it's Merry Christmas for you, and maybe New Year Day make you happy too. But no matter what we do, holy days are lies too. Everybody knows it, and now we know it too. But no matter what we do, piece of ice too. Everybody knows it, and now we know it too. That's a sad song there. Well, we better pick it up a little bit, I guess. Springs eternal in unto the edge of the infernal, kind and cruel to the wise and the fool. Love is a many-spirited thing, inspiring many a poet to write and sing. Cruel and kind to the knave and the king. Fear is the cruelest master, enslaving on to disaster. Cruel and kind to the seeing and the blind. But hope springs eternal in unto the edge of the infernal, kind and cruel to the wise and the fool. Still kind of a sad song. Do I have any songs that aren't sad? I don't know if I do or not. Let's do something that everybody knows here. Let's see here. Let's see here. Oh, the hanging tree. Are you coming to the tree? They strung up a man, they say murdered 3. Strange things do happen there, no stranger would it be if we met at midnight in the hanging tree. Are you coming to the tree? A dead man call out, hold on to things do happen there, no stranger would it be if we met at midnight in the hanging tree. Are you coming to the tree? met at midnight in the hanging tree. Are you coming to the tree? Wear a necklace of hope side by side with me. Strange things do happen here, no strange would it be if we met at midnight in the hanging tree. Are you coming to the tree? The dead man call out full of jubilee. Strange things do happen there, no strange would it be if we met at midnight in the hanging tree. Are you coming to the tree? Well, I told you to run so we'd both be free. Strange things would happen here, no stranger would be if we met at midnight in the hanging tree. Are you coming to the tree? They strung up a man, they say murder free. Strange things do happen there, no stranger can it be if we met at midnight in the hanging tree. Some people say man is made out of mud. Working people are made out of muscle and blood. Muscle and blood and skin and bone. A mind that's weak and a back that's strong. No 16-ton, what do you get? Another day older, deeper in debt. Same here, don't you call me, 'cause I can't go. I done loaned my soul to the company's I was born one morning, the sun didn't shine. I picked up my shovel and walked to the mine. With 16-ton, number 9 coal, and the straw boss said, bless my soul. Oh, 16-ton, what do you get? Another day older, deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me, 'cause I can't go. I've been delivered under my soul through the company's door. I was born one morning, it was drizzling rain. Fighting in trouble is my middle name. I was raised in the canebrake by old mama the lion. There ain't no high tones woman make me walk the line. No 16-ton, what do you get? Another day older, deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me, 'cause I can't go. I done loaned my soul to the company's See me coming your way, better step aside. While I'm in time. One fist of iron and the other of steel. If the right one only gets you, my foot will. 16-ton, and what you get? Another day over, a deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me, 'cause I can't go. I done loaned my soul to the St. Peter, don't you call me, 'cause I can't go. I done loaned my soul to the company store. That's not exactly a happy song either. Just full of happy songs this morning, ain't we? Let's do something happy. What's happy here? Let's see. I like this song. I don't care what anybody thinks. I really like this song. My love, sometimes it feels like we're only leaves in the stream. Leaves in the stream, oh yeah. And sometimes I'm a little more scared than I seem. Out of control as the river bob and weave through the stream, through the stream. Oh, there's no going back, for the current is too strong. The future is uncertain and the past is gone. My love, sometimes it feels like we're only leaves in the stream. Leaves in the stream, oh yeah. Cling to you round every bend, and together we shall go on to the river's end. Through calm pasture and over rapid waterfall, I will strive to be with you through it all, yeah. Into the ocean, and the cycle begin anew. As we return to the tree from whence we grew, nourishing its life in the form of rainfall and morning dew. Morning dew. Sometimes it feels like we're only leaves in the stream. Leaves in the stream, oh yeah. I don't care what anybody says, I like that song, Leaves in the Stream. and I don't know why. And it's so sad, I'm not that bad, and I'm not that good. I wish that I could go back, go back, go back to the innocence. You hear me, you see me, you feel me, you can be me, and we'll all be as we'll all be free. And it won't be, then it will be going back, going back, going back to the innocence. But I can't see what won't be left me. I can't feel you anymore. You're gone now. Where, oh, where did you go? And I don't know if you even think of me anymore. Come back, come back to the innocence. Come back, come back to the innocence. Through the ages, poets have writ about a love like ours. Many have sought for it, many have tried, few have found it, and many have cried. Many have wished for it, but were denied, afraid for their hearts, they lived and they died. And so I realize how precious it is when the one I love loves me. So through all time, this poet will write about this love of ours. Like this. Love me, my love, for I war was lost, they hung my on that cross. And infinity in the sky was another try. They hung my on that cross. And the terrible cost as the crossroads was crossed. They hung my on that cross, and all seemed like it was lost. But the crash for the cost and long, the Lord has written in the stars eons ago. Yada yada da, yada yada da, yada yada da, yada yada da. They hung my on that cross. The war was won, but the battle lost. They hung my on that cross. And infinity in the sky was another try. They hung my on that cross. And the terrible cost as the crossroads was crossed. They hung my heart on that cross, and it all seemed like it was lost. But it's written in the stars eons ago. The price for the cost and blood. Yada yada da, yada yada da, yada yada da, yada yada da. They hung my heart on that cross, and all seemed like it was lost. The price for the cost, Lord, that's written in the stars eons ago. Yada yada da, yada yada da, yada yada da, yada yada da. They hung my heart on that cross. I haven't done that song in a long time. I had to remember it on the spot. Peace and love, give us peace and love. God above bids us peace and love, peace and love. And we gotta understand, yeah, we gotta understand, this is how we might save the world. Peace and love, give them peace and love. God above bids us peace and love, peace and treat others better than they treat you. If they steal your coat, offer them your shirt too. Peace and love, give them peace and love. God below lets us peace and love, peace and and we gotta understand, yeah, we gotta understand, this is how we can save the world. Peace and love, give them peace and love. God above bids us peace and love, peace and if they strike your cheek, offer them the other one too. Trust in your God to defend you. Peace and love, give them peace and love. God below bids us peace and love, peace and and we gotta understand, yeah, we gotta understand, this is how we can save the world. Peace and love, give them peace and love. God above bids us peace and love, peace and peace and there is a house in New Orleans they call the rising sun, and it's been the ruin of many a poor lass and lad, and me, oh God, and one more. If I had listened what Mama said, I'd be at home today. Being so young and foolish, oh Lord, let a rambler lead me astray. Now, Mama, tell your children never do like I have done. They best to shun the house in New Orleans they call the rising sun. Now, Mama, she's a tailor, so my own new blue jeans, my lover, just like dear old dad. glasses to the brim, pass them around. The only pleasure they get out of such a whim is rambling from town to town. Got one foot on the platform, the other on the train, going to New Orleans to wear that ball and chain. Going to New Orleans, the race is almost run. Going to the beginning of the end of my life, beneath that rising sun. Now there is a house in New Orleans they call the rising sun, and it's been the ruin of many a poor lass and lad, and me, oh God, I know I'm wrong. I am just full of happy songs today. What we're gonna do, let's just do it. That's what us is. Not again. I woke last night, a rude awakening it was. My eyes were open, I could see one of the first things I saw was how wrong I was. I felt too right when I was so wrong. So I write this song of the irony for me. That I could believe it was the brightest day when we're really the darkest night of all. Good morning, Grandma. Oh, it's not Grandma. Hello? Oh, what the heck? Grandma's supposed to be calling me right now. Anyway, it's time for me and Grandma to watch Franklin Jensen, so she'll be calling any minute now. Anyway, good morning. That was fun. Doing some sad songs kind of this morning. I don't know. I'm full of sad songs. Anyway, that's okay.
There's some happy songs in there somewhere. Okay, anyway, good morning. Have a good day. God bless. Have you guys figured out a way out of the chicken pen. How'd you guys get out of there? Okay. 23:58 is what I'll give you the showdown here. know if this thing's working or not. See, the chickens got out of the deal. Cats. Solo. How did you guys get out of where you're supposed to be? You're not supposed to be out here pooping on the sidewalk anymore. What's the matter with you guys? Now get back in there. Get back in there. You guys, what are you doing? Some of you stuck in there and some of you stuck out here. What does it matter with you guys? You cats be good. Don't be messing with my boo-boo. No boo-boo, don't you be messing with my birds. This morning wood. Isn't he a proud boy? This morning wood. Okay, you guys all back in there now? Okay. Walk out of there. They've been digging, they couldn't stand it. I've been turning up the dirt here, getting ready to put a lawn in. Those chickens can't stand it. All that tore up ground. Look at what they done. Alright, well, that was a fun ride now, wasn't it? I'll show you the odometer here. 2358, see there, and lost a bar on our tank. I was running it hard there though. Running it real hard. Real hard. You know what I mean? Hard. Not just hard, I mean hard. Okay. Okay, well, that's done there, all right. Good trip, wasn't it? Okay, bonus thing deal. Special features. The end of the show here. See all the hoo-hoos. They didn't see me all day. The poor hoo-hoos. Get some water. Hi there, Morningwood. All your young ones. Be careful. Get some water going. All these young babies, hoo-hoos, come on. Hi there, hoo-hoos. Poor thing. They've been beating up on you, ain't they? Yeah, this is where the old gals stay. Because of Morningwood, you don't give them no peace. Morningwood. There's a lot of chicken poop involved. Chickens. They're professional poopers. You hear that, Morningwood? They need water up here. They don't come out because they don't like the rough treatment. So the old gals stay inside here. You guys don't tip that over now. So I have to make special allowances to take care of the old gals in here and make sure they get water and food. They still give me eggs. I got more eggs than I need. There, baby. There, honey. Poor gal. Look at that, how beat up she is. Yeah. Morningwood, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. Okay. You guys looking for food? You think I'm just going to get you some food, don't you? Okay. Since we're on video, have a special treat, the worms. Eat the bugs. gotta make sure and get some pretty old gals in there. Old gals. Messy business, these chickens. You guys having fun? Good times, huh? Good times. Morning, Wood. Settle down. I'm gonna go ahead and shut you guys in there for the night. I'll come back out at dark and close up the hen house. There's old big fella. See big fella? Ain't he pretty? Him and Morning Wood are the two roosters. One too many. They're just getting old enough to have good spurs. Get ready for harvest. Isn't that pretty? That's going to be a delicious apple tree there one of these days, one of these years. This here's supposed to be an Alaskan cedar. Get real big, but probably not in my lifetime. It's a long-lived tree. Long after I'm gone, it'll be huge. And the power lines. Moon's in the half moon getting fuller every day. I'm gonna let it fill out. And then I'm gonna harvest right around in there. The waxing moon. And then let it dry on the waning moon, hanging and drying. Anyway, there's the kittens there, if you can see the kittens. There's one of them. They won't let me near them. Still, I feed them and everything, and I try and be nice and everything. They're like, ah! There's a terrible monster who feeds us, gives us everything. Okay, I guess I got everything I need. Okay. Man, I see the kittens. Too many cats. Too many kittens. Troubles with tribbles. Okay. Good trip today.